Okay, when I'm using the Thinset, now I've put my Thinset in a baggie. I've done a separate video on this so that you can see how I've actually done this. All I do is I turn over the Tesserae. I adhere the back of it with the, see how easy it is to apply? And then I just put it down like that. And you don't push it right down because you need to have a bed of Thinset in between the Tesserae and the substrate. And the same thing with this one. And see how uneven it is there? It's curved, but it won't matter because I'm using Thinset. You can, of course, cut that into two if you wanted to. And you can always apply it direct to the substrate because this is fairly large tile. Tesserae, I'm not doing that. Okay, and you just apply that. And if any spills out over the edge, you can leave it for a little while, or you can get something just to clean it up. But you can't leave it, because if you leave it, it will set and you won't be able to get it up. Okay, you can always use your fingers if you want, but that's what I do. All right, and then we can do the other side as well. Just do it like that. Apply it. Same with that one there. Now the reason why I have cut a few pieces in advance is A, to speed up the video for you, but also it helps me keep an eye on my grout lines, because what I don't want to do, and then we just apply it like that. There you go. What I don't want to do is have a big grout line down like that. It's okay to have one or two Tesserae with the grout line following the same line, but where this one's going to go, I'll have another piece across there. You don't want to get your grout line across 3 or 4 pieces if you can help it, because when you finish it, your eye will go to those pieces. But in saying that though, you can create huge amount of interest with grout too. So you can utilize those grout lines to actually work to your advantage. And it's so easy. So that's using Thinset. So the next one I'll show you will be using Mac glue. So what I thought I would do is just stick a few pieces down to show you the consistency of using Weld Bond and the consistency of using Mac. Now be aware that Weld Bond is moisture sensitive, so if it comes in contact with moisture or water, it'll revert back to its original state. Now the thing with Mac is that Mac's more expensive, but it's not moisture sensitive, and the thing about Mac is that it doesn't like the cold, so you have to keep the glue at room temperature. If you don't, when you apply the Mac, it can crystallize. Its bond is compromised, so it's very important when using Mac, do not let it get cold. So it's no good if you're in an area and it's like a freeze-thaw cycle, and you leave this in a shed and it gets extremely cold. So you need to keep it at room temperature. Okay, so we'll go with Weld Bond first. So put the little top up on it, and we'll just stick down a few items. Now Weld Bond is fairly thick compared to Mac, as I said. So we just put some down. And that's really about it. You don't really want any more than that, because you don't want it really squashing everywhere, because when you put your next one next to it, which we will do, see how it squishes up? And you don't want that, because the glue will block the grout lines, and when you grout, the grout won't get in properly. So you can apply it to the Tesserae, but I just apply a little bit. Don't need too much, because it squashes out. And that's it. Glass gems. Don't need much at all, and crockery. Now you can, like I said, you can apply it to the crockery direct, but I really don't want to get it on my fingers. Okay. Now if we're using Mac, give it a good shake. Mac is a lot runnier, so it's great for doing glass on glass, or you may have heard the abbreviation GOG. So we'll stick. Now be careful when you buy vitreous tiles. These are one of the early ones I bought, and they have pits in them. Now if you buy them with pits, when you grout, the grout can fill in those pits, and you either leave it or you have to dig it out, which takes time and effort. Some people like that look. I don't. I prefer the very smooth vitreous tiles. Mac, we just apply to the substrate. You don't need much because it's quite thin. And that's about it. Apply another triangle piece there. And maybe another one here. It's a beautiful piece, work of art. Now one thing that you do have to remember is not to get it onto the actual tops of the tessera, because with Mac it's very difficult, and that's ceramic, that's crockery. It's very difficult to remove, and I haven't yet found anything that is like a magic bullet and you can just wipe it on and it comes off. With Weld Bond it's different. You just have to lay a damp rag over the top. Because it's moisture sensitive, you just wipe it off. But with Mac, because it's not moisture sensitive, it can be very difficult to get off the top of the tessera. So just keep that in mind. But that's really all there is to it. There is a Australian similar product to this called Prep Multi-Adhesive. It's Australian product made in Australia, and that is supposed to be excellent as well. I haven't yet used it, but from judging by people that have used it, it's equally as good as Mac, and it's also cheaper. So just keep that in mind as well. Well, I hope that helps you in your decision making, and like I say, if you are going to use other adhesives, that's fine to try, and you might come across one that you might consider to be better than these two, because there's a lot out there. You just got to make sure it suits the right environment, for the right substrate, for the right tessera. That's it. I hope that helps you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, have a look at the other ones in the series starting in Mosaics. Thank you for watching.